boxer Nikolai Valuev, also known as Stonehead, Beast from the East, the Russian Giant, the Bideford Bruiser. In today's video, I'll be telling you his story. Nikolai Valuev was born on August 23, 1973 in Soviet Union's town Red Village near St. Petersburg, and even at a young age, he stood out from his peers. At age 13, my height was 1.96 meters, and when I was 7, 1.60 meters. My height is a genetic anomaly in my family. Initially, Nikolai's parents wanted to send him to military school, but changed their minds and sent him to Leningrad College of Olympic Reserve, where Valuev played basketball, water polo, discus throw, and even got a master's degree in shot put. A headmaster of the boarding school recalled that he had a good impression of Valuev. Nikolai was nice and friendly. Nikolai graduated from the Leningrad College of Olympic Reserve in 1992, and being a 19-year-old lad, without obvious career prospects and running out of money, he looked for any job. And as his dimensions perfectly suited for the job as a bouncer in a restaurant, he took up that position and eventually worked there for 6 months. My duties were to refuse entry for intoxicated persons and make sure nobody was acting destructively inside. He started to train in boxing rather late, when he was 20 years old. Every time I entered the ring, I had to overcome my fears, and I liked it. It felt really cool. But in boxing, his big body was rather a disadvantage than advantage. He had to work really hard to become competitive at least. I had to put a lot of effort into training. My body just didn't seem to be moving faster. In October 1993, Valuev had his debut professional bout against American John Morton in Germany. He knocked him out in the second round. Back then, I had no idea that this fight would eventually play a bad joke on him. In fact, in 1994, the Goodwill Games, similar to the Olympic Games, were held in St. Petersburg, and Valuev was a part of the Russian contingent. But after his match against Morton was recognized by an international commission as a professional bout, he was disqualified. When German delegation arrived at the Goodwill Games, they recognized me, and I was immediately disqualified. My dream to take part in the competition was destroyed. So this is how Valuev became a pro, without any experience in amateur fights. He had fights all over the world, in Russia, Australia, Germany, Japan, England, the US, and always came back to his hometown as a winner, terrifying most of his opponents with his formidable looks. Nikolai once told me that he happened to stay at the same hotel with his opponent, who after they met, hurried to leave the hotel. He even missed the official weigh-in. By 2002, Nikolai was included in all prestigious boxing rankings, and the title fight looked like just a matter of time until he had a fight with his manager, who offered to sign a dubious deal with American promoter. Valuev eventually signed the deal, but soon regretted it. His trainer persuaded him to stay in Russia, promising him to arrange big fights there. Meanwhile, first fights were already scheduled in the USA, promotion of which involved large sums of money, so Valuev got sued for breaking the contract. And in 2003, he was removed from all major rankings after his boxing license was suspended. After his career nearly ended, Nikolai felt on the verge of depression, but soon got a chance to repair his damaged reputation. He signed a contract with German boxing promoter Wilfried Sauerland, who hired lawyers and recovered his boxing license. From that moment, nothing could stop Valuev from taking his boxing career to new heights.
Correct.
On October 17, 2005, Valuev got his first shot to fight for the WBA heavyweight title against American John Ruiz in Berlin, Germany. The fight was hotly anticipated, and even boxing legend Muhammad Ali were among the fans. Ruiz came out in the first round trying to set a quick pace to tire Valuev out. It was more of a jabbing contest than anything else, with Valuev's bigger and harder jab doing more damage. In a relatively equal fight, Valuev got a narrow margin victory, becoming the tallest and heaviest world champion in boxing history. Also, he made history as the first Russian ever to claim the most prestigious title in the heavyweight category in professional boxing.
Nikolai Valuev!
He defended his title 3 times against Owen Beck, Monte Barrett, and Jamil McCline, and all by knockout. But back in 2007, he was defeated for the first time by Ruslan Chagaev. After this fight, Valuev changed his trainer to Alexander Zimin and started preparing for a rematch. Initially, the rematch against Chagaev was scheduled twice, but later the entire show was called off. The WBA decided to make Chagaev champion in recess and have Valuev fight John Ruiz for the vacant title. He met Ruiz for the second time inside the ring on August 30th, 2008, in the same venue as before, and again Ruiz was not lucky enough to win. Valuev clinched the vacant WBA heavyweight title by unanimous decision.
To the winner by split decision and new WBA heavyweight champion from Russia with love.
This was the second time when Valuev defended the WBA heavyweight title. In the same year, Valuev faced 46-year-old boxing star Evander Holyfield. Consequently, Valuev beat him by a closely contested and disputed majority decision. And a year later, he would lose the title to David Haye.
From London, England, and go!
In 2010, he underwent 2 major orthopedic surgeries to treat his severe bone and joint problems. It was rumored he was preparing for a fight against Vladimir Klitschko, but all the fights were canceled when doctors diagnosed him with a brain tumor. After going through 2 operations, Valuev announced his retirement from professional boxing in 2011.